Hey everyone, this is Tosh from HolisticHealthHerbalist.com and thank you for joining me. So today I want to talk about a few foods that you can replace with healthier foods in order to improve your acne. So the first one is white, refined, processed foods. And those include things like white rice, white bread, white sugar, anything that is not naturally white, not naturally found in nature, and something that's probably baked or just stripped of all nutrients. And the first thing is white bread, and you can definitely replace this with a healthier version. You can replace it with whole grain bread, multi-grain bread, and even better than that, sourdough bread. I don't personally recommend eating bread to begin with because it's very damaging to the body, and most of us have a gluten intolerance to it, and gluten intolerances can cause a whole slew of problems, and one of those is acne. So if you can actually just cut out the bread entirely, that's going to be the best option. If you don't have a gluten intolerance, or you just cannot live without bread products, then definitely consider at least switching to multi-grain, whole grain, sourdough. There's also gluten-free versions as well, and my favorite brand that I like to partake in, every once in a while is the Udi's brand, and that one is pretty good actually. It's best when it's toasted, but it kind of satisfies that bread craving that people tend to get all the time. So that one's going to be better. And then there's even really, really dense breads that you can get, and I think some of them might be gluten-free as well, but I've seen them at Whole Foods, and they're just like really dense, heavy, kind of brick-shaped. Hopefully that doesn't mean it's as hard as a brick or tastes like a brick, but I've rung up customers before in the past when I used to cashier, and they've all said that it tastes really good, so you might want to try that one as well. The next thing is white rice, and you can easily replace this with, brown rice is a really good option. You can also do wild rice, and you can even just replace rice altogether with better whole grains, like quinoa, amaranth. There's so many that you can choose, and of course it's best if you go with the grains that are gluten-free as well. And I'm not saying that rice has gluten in it, but if you're exploring the realm of grains, there are many options to choose from, but if you're going to stick with rice, go with the wild rice is going to be the best option there. As far as sugar goes, I would definitely stop using the white refined sugar, and I would switch to something like turbinado, sucana. Vegan sugar is going to be better. Brown sugar will be better, although not the best option. You can go with local honey, preferably raw local honey. You can go with blackstrap molasses, which has tons of minerals in there. It's got, potassium, iron, just a whole slew of things. It's really good actually for women. What else? You can also go with 100% pure natural maple syrup, and make sure that you read the labels on those, because maple syrup can just be high fructose corn syrup. So you want to make sure it says 100% natural maple syrup, and that's another good sweetener to use as well. And of course the best one to use is stevia, and you can get that powdered or in liquid form, and those ones work really well, and it doesn't do anything to your blood sugar at all. It just tastes sweet, and you can use that in all your recipes that you would normally use sugar in. Just make sure that you use the least amount possible at first, and then work your way up from there if you need more, because it's intensely sweet and it's very easy to use too much of it at once. So that's a really good one to use though. The next thing is going to be the dairy products like milk, cheese, and butter. And for all three of these, you know, you want to try to move away from the ones that everyone else is buying, you know, like the huge jugs of milk, the huge tubs of butter, you know, the bright yellow blocks of cheese. All those are just, they're not real. They're not good for you. They're heavily dyed, or they're full of, you know, all those nasty hormones and everything that everyone talks about. You know, you can read more about, you know, those kinds of things yourself on the internet, but I would recommend, as far as milk goes, go with free-range, grass-fed, happy cow milk, or you can go with goat's milk or sheep's milk. I know Whole Foods sells that, I believe. I'm not positive, but I think they have sheep's milk as well. And, you know, those are going to be more taken care of. Like the farmers that produce that milk, you know, the goat's milk or the sheep's milk, they really care about their products. So they're going to be, you know, a high standard and, you know, much better for you. And they're easy to digest to boot. So, you know, that's just better in general. So try going with those, and then also you can go with alternative milks like almond milk or coconut milk. And I like to use those every now and then, and I also like to make my own, which is even better, because for one, it tastes amazing, and you can add, you know, vanilla, cinnamon, cardamom, whatever you want, and it comes out so good. So try going with those. Again, read the ingredients, you know, if you buy them at the store, and you're going to see a difference in your acne if you go with that. And as far as butter goes, I would try to go for, you know, organic, you know, again, grass-fed, free-range, preferably cultured. And then, of course, this goes for milk as well, but try to find like a raw butter. Try to find raw milk. Try to find raw cheeses. If you can't find them, go to your local farmer's market and ask around. I'm sure someone knows where you can find it. So definitely go for that. Cheeses, you want to go for like the more gourmet, like harder cheeses. I know that you can get raw cheeses, at least at the Whole Foods nearby where I live, and those are just going to be better quality. So try going for that. Yogurt products, go for unflavored, go for, again, organic, free-range, grass-fed, happy cow, sheep, goat yogurt. Go for that, because you can flavor it yourself. Blend some fruits, puree, put it on there, slice the fruit, put it on there, you know, raw local honey, all kinds of things you can do, and it'll taste awesome. So try going for that. I think I covered everything I wanted to talk about today, but those are just like some really common things that you can easily switch with a better alternative, or at least a better version of that food. And if you're able to do these things, you're going to see a difference. Your skin is going to start clearing up. You know, you're not going to have so much redness or, you know, just angry lesions and things like that. You're going to see less of those. And, you know, don't worry if your acne gets worse at first, because you're allowing your body to detoxify, you know, all the bad chemicals and things that have been sitting around from the bad stuff you were eating. So don't worry about that. It will get better. Just give it a chance. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you somewhere on holistichealthherbalist.com.